Welcome back, guys, to Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance, where it's taken me a while, I'd say 14-15 hours, but I've managed to play through the game again to get ourselves to a different ending. So, before we do that, however, I think we might treat ourselves to something that I did not engage with, well, at the end of the game, because, of course, when I tried to engage with it, it said I was not a high enough level yet. And with all of that experience gained, I've reached level 99, ready to face whatever's in here. A variety of my demons have reached level 99 as well, thanks to the grimoires I'm carrying on, and I've spec'd things up maybe a little bit differently here, there, and everywhere too, and thinking of changing maybe a little bit more. But I've really spec'd myself out. As you can see, a ton of health, a ton of stats, a ridiculously larger amount of strength now than there was ever before, and all skill potentials filled out, because that really wasn't hard when you pick up all those glory amalgams all over again. We've got Cleopatra here, who I've changed around to have a little bit more of an ice focus, which is what Aglat had, but Aglat has now entered the main party by just using this and being able to do ridiculously high amount of damage because she can do critical hits with her magic, which is pretty cool. And Eden's still there because you guys don't want Eden to go, probably. But Eden has been boosted up, I'd say, with a little bit of a change around to pure support and some stuff in the background to protect Eden's life. There may be a little bit of another multiplication, which you can see is on everyone else, because we'll probably be needing that in the future. Nothing physical. So with that said, I think we're more than geared, more than equipped, more than statistically built to beat this boss, which was probably doable in a first playthrough, after all, quite easily. But, well, thought I'd do it once I've played through it again, ready to knock everything out on the opposite lore route. So, let's get fighting, shall we, with that long intro? There's a mysterious entrance that seems to be connected to a different space. You can sense the presence of a powerful demon just ahead. Will you enter? I mean, I couldn't before. I tried to, and it just kicked me straight out. But I think level 99 is probably high enough. I'm Shiva, the benevolent god of destruction. You are the rumored Nahobino. I was wondering who it could be. What are you doing here? Do you not seek the throne? Well, it matters not. The world will be destroyed along with the rest of the universe anyways. Hear me, Nahobino. You quarrel over the throne, fighting over the right to rule. Those who create the world by their own conscience will bring about nothing but corruption. The world should not be created by a given being. Rather, it is the beings that should be created by the world. The creator god Brahma will return the universe to its rightful form. To that end, I, Shiva, will commence destruction for the sake of creation. And I shall do so with my secret art, the Rudra Astra.
Yes.
I have nothing more to say. You may go. So Shiva aims to destroy this world after all. I propose that we take down Shiva, but I detect a volume of Magatsuhi that I've never seen in the other demons we've encountered.
Young man.
Are you prepared to fight? I am indeed. A universe in peril.
You dare challenge me, fool?
You could have walked away with your life. Very well. I've finished preparations and have enough Magatsuhi for Dutra. Next is the banquet. Come, show me your katakali of battle. Attack down, because now, of course, I've got every single thing, so it automatically starts with an attack down. That doesn't really help us that much, because we'll be hoping to frolic nonetheless, but having played through the game again, you may have noticed through those battle simulator things, I kind of figured out a little bit of what was going on that I could do a little bit different. Did you know I can just use this and not actually use this? So if I use an item instead, so for example, I want to check out what Shiva does, it'll stay on for me to use it later, so that's not bad. But allow me to build up the gauge. Tripura Samhala, while in the active party reduces MP cost of skills for allies with an active charge effect. Strength for 110, magic is 140, so magic's the focus. Weak to ice. That's good. We've got one person bringing ice that wasn't bringing ice before. And Zan is fine, but not exactly hitting anything great. So Maraki Balion, Mazia Balion, of course we have people who block this kind of stuff. Akashic Art, Severe Physical. Got 3 people who will block this straight out. Megadolon, of course, that's the real issue. Tandava, severe almighty attack to all foes, lowers defense to the minimum for 3 turns. Is actually a nasty thing. I might want to get Lilith out to counter that. Impaler's Animus and Dragon Eye, greatly increasing accuracy as well. Now we can see that we can easily frolic, so that's good. Maybe I should have gone for the extra turn at this point, though.
Gaze upon my beauty.
Maybe that would have been the better idea. So, Queen's Decree. We can crit quite well with this. It's multiple hits.
Any last words?
And it's boosted to high heaven.
Now die.
So it does a fair amount of damage. I mean, I think you probably won't be seeing the health bar having dropped that much, really, but...
Here we go.
Right, I could use Murakumo here. So here's the 2 things I can do. I can use Murakumo, or I can wait. Waiting is a valid option. So I'm just wondering what else I could do. Or I could just go in and see the actual fight versus doing ridiculous stuff. Yeah, we'll Murakumo in. Especially if we're getting crits anyway, luckily. The be on and end all is my stats are quite high up, so therefore I'm getting crits quite more often nowadays. When I do, I deal damage. Quite a lot indeed. And I think for this turn, I'll just Luster.
How do you like this?
I mean, if you have an ability that lowers my defense to its lowest. It definitely makes sense for you to do it. Even through the Luster. So that's going to be pretty nasty. And you call allies as well. So is the goal here to kill as many of these guys as possible? I don't know who's weak to what here. I guess we could just straight up try to kill them. And work it out from there. So here, I might just use... I feel like removing all the debuffs that I've got me first of all.
So needy.
So that I can buff them up again on the next turn. 2 down's quite nasty. This should lead to some crits.
Any last words?
And Eden will be able to heal us up.
Now die.
Those crits came through quite nicely there. So what are we looking at health-wise? We can 1 Murakumo them quite easily.
This one's for you. Here.
If I had succession, I could have gone through them all one by one. I've now passed 1,000 health with the thanks of Eden and Bowl. Right, we're already at maximum there. Let's just go with Ice Age. Hit a weakness for good damage. We'll leave the other one alive, but it's mainly physical, so we should actually... We have a 3 in 4 chance of nullifying it.
Any last words?
The nice thing about this attack is the extra... All the hits it does.
Now die.
The chance of criticaling every hit. And the damage it puts out when you've boosted it. Okay, debuffs. Of course it hit me. That's a rare hit. Right, hit a debilitate at the end of this turn. That's a really rare hit indeed. I think I'd be fine for it, but then I don't know how much these kind of things actually really work at the end. That's so weird. I've been mostly safe from this kind of stuff for so long, but it's actually baffling to get hit by it.
How do you like this?
I mean, obviously I want to kill Carly the most.
Any last words?
I mean, I could skip the animations at this point, but this one's a cool one.
Now die.
Agrat's just ridiculously cool. Right, so we hit the debilitate here to keep the debuffs up on you. More importantly, now to put the debuffs on you for 5 turns because of Boon X. The main thing you'll notice now is that I'm not really using much MP across my squad anymore like I would in previous fights.
Here, watch this.
Having them with their potentials obviously max, but also having them with like special abilities like Queen's Decree, 12 minimal attacks for 35 MP is pretty decent.
Any last words?
So my group has self-sustain.
Die.
I don't know how much damage that is, but it still looks pretty tasty, doesn't it? It's got to be somewhere around 3,000. Right, we're getting allies back again. Different sets as well. I was planning to just go all on Shiva at this point in time, but I don't know if that's 100% going to get me the absolute win here. I think it might do, though. I think I want to get Parvati out, though, because I just feel like you might be a healer of some variety. Yeah, I've gotten used to skipping turns now, but it's almost guaranteed crit with the stats we got currently. So, how to proceed from this point? Again, I kind of want to remove the debuffs that are on me. And not just leave me with defense downs. I could just build up some... damage first of all. Can make everything crit, look.
Last words? Now die.
High possibility we can take out Shiva from here. I feel like removing my defense down is still good.
Here you go.
Well, Lilith might have come in handy here. But yeah, Eden's basically my item thrower now. We have 2 ways of playing this. We could take out some of the smaller guys, or we could just go straight for Shiva. I think Shiva's dying. Especially when we do 7,280 damage. And everything crits. Oh, except for the last one. But definitely overbuilt for the fight. I'm not going to contest that at all. This gift is yours. Ensure it is not wasted. A health bomb? What, you could just give me bombs? It's the first time I've been given a bum, isn't it?
Indeed.
That was a splendid dance. You have defeated me. I shall now disappear from this universe. But the Rutra can appear in many forms. Overcome them all and break free. That is the path of the true ruler. We obtained 3 gospels. Well, they would have been great earlier. 3 whole levels. Belial levels up to 97. And can't give me the essence. I have Vishnu going as well. Vishnu was actually in my party for a large period of this playthrough. Asura, who gets no Kami. I don't think you necessarily need that, buddy. And I've got this guy here, which I'm going to fuse in a second, as Peril Shiva has been unlocked for fusion. Oh, so we get unceremoniously chucked out with no extra dialogue. I think there's one dyad fusion that I wish to make at this point in time. Before we move on to our next part of the episode, which is, of course, because of our alignment, we get to see a little bit of a different quest battle in the Imperium. So, dyad fusion-wise, I think Shishe and Onyakopon go together to make something new. Inanna can make Ananta. Can make Atavaka. Yes, I never made a Yoshitsune. I dodged that guy entirely. He's probably going to gain a fair bit of levels from stuff. Hasutobi, 8 weak physical attacks to random foes, always lands critical. A unique is pretty good. Depends what we got to move over. I think you need to be built up a little bit better than what you're currently at. Given skills aside from what is available here. So I'll just chuck stuff on no matter what. Doesn't really matter at this point in time. Gonna get retaliate, etc. by the look of it. Retaliate, restore.
Is this deal?
But I've had a problem where I've just had my slots completely filled up throughout all the journey so far. Although I'm 100% trying to do the compendium, but that's a big stat gain game. Retaliate. I mean, I can leave these off for now. If boosting you is something that I should do, I could boost you in another way. So that gives me 1 extra slot. We're going to leave that for now. I just wanted that slot. Wanted that slot badly. And we're going to go back to the Imperium, where a quest is awaiting me. And so the quest I'm talking about is here, because we got to fight Inanna before. And that showed us what our alignment actually was. But this time around, it should be different. I am the goddess Maria. The end of this age draws near, lest the world should be born anew. Likewise, my role as the Holy Mother is over. All that remains is for me to disappear. But I have the seed. I got it straight away as soon as I started up the game, basically. That is the seed of life. My seeds who have been acknowledged. So be it. Only those of true power can bear that seed. Show me you are worthy of it. Prevail against me and you will gain the might of a mother goddess. Are you prepared to prove your strength? That is your will then. You will safeguard this world built of man and God's toil. And I shall face you as Maria, she whose role and form changed with the world around her. So as yourself right now.
Here.
Maria is a Megami Impenetrable Purity. When user guards or has defense raised by 2 ranks, pierce effects will be nullified. Magic build. Weak to lightning, interestingly. Don't actually have a lightning specialist to really plug away at that. Immune to sleep. Still frolic.
You want to watch? Then gaze upon my beauty.
Which is still a Queen's Decree for a good amount of damage.
Any last words? Now die.
See how much of the health it just chewed away.
Win a seer!
We'll keep eating in the battle because buffing and items are still always good. No crit. I was just getting really lucky with my crits before. So you're going to be really hard to... Oh! Aha! A heal battle sounds horrendous. Oh, equally if I crit. So it's can I take you down in one round? Is that the entirety of this quest? It's looking like it a little bit here. So I need someone with a bit of electricity. Sandalphon, I think, is the one I have for that.
Your turn. Go!
But ideally, this should be over by the time it comes back around to Ollers. One more crit.
Last words?
Plus this.
Now die.
Plus buffs.
This one's for you. Here.
Maria's essence and a grimoire is obtained. 2 of them. Zuni leveled up. Did you need resist dark? Oh, you actually that is the missing skill you need. What? Good job on that one. Maria has nothing to say. Maria smiled briefly, then disappeared. 150,000 macro as a reward. And the Megami Maria has been unlocked for fusion. Right, there we go. So, what lays before us at this point in time is the ending sequence of the game once again. And then, of course, our super-de-duper boss. But for the rest of this episode, I'm going to do a little bit of fusion. We will join you next episode for the boss fight encounters. We get to see what's different. Do we face Tiamat? Considering we're going up against Yoko instead of like bonding with or teaming with Yoko this time? What else changes after that fact? We'll find out then. Until then, back to the World of Shadows for me. So, it's time to do some fusions, but first of all, before I can even do that, I need some space yet again. So, what do we start with? Well, we just got Demeter in the party, because I hadn't done that quest yet, but I just quickly bashed it out while we were waiting, which actually allows us to do a fusion with Galuda here to get Saraosha. So that's a completely new one to add into our list. Balion, you have Hammer Balion as well. Luster Candy, No Light is completely useless on you, so is Almighty Pleroma. To be honest, it doesn't matter really what skills we give you, as long as we're not giving you stuff that's completely negative for you, which seems to be all the Zan traits over here. I'll take that for carryover. Why not?
Demon?
But I'm mainly interested in getting a lot of our bigger fusions going, if you know what I mean. So Saraosha is made. Energy Drain 2. I guess you could take that instead of Diamrita, I don't know. Here's an interesting one that we need to do a special fusion. Azazel has not been taken yet in past fusions. I don't know if we make it out of something cheap or something a bit more robust, but everything seems to be like 93k at least. The lowest we can get is around the 60k markers. So we can get actually quite low indeed, because we can use the Saraosha into it. We can use some of our current guys to go into a thing. Like Rangda and Yoshitsune makes Azazel. Why not, Yoshitsune? You've just been born. Go into a thing to save me some space and some money. So you are a magician with Para Menace there. No, I need to give you skills first of all. Looks like you are Fire Force, not the anime. Resist Light would be good, but you don't have that. Considering you're incredibly magic based and not at all physically based, there's not much we have that's great here. Just use you as a possible carryover person.
Is this demon to your life?
My name is Azazel.
Right, so you're going to get Maragadine as well. Should be fine no matter what, and that will unlock Mastema. Of all people. Level 83 goes with, it's the Sorosha we just made, in fact. Do you come with high light pleroma? Okay, you do come with it, because I was wondering, because you had to learn that as well. Take you a little bit to learn it, but level 85 Mastema, high on the light side of thing, with that crime and punishment thing that we had to fight up against. Unique. Great Lament. Severe almighty attack to all foes. Great effect if the target has an element. Chance of inflicting poison or mirage. So it could stack off itself a fair bit by the look of it. You seem to be wanting to be built towards a light as a premier thing. And you're definitely going to need... Well, almighty pleroma is not that bad. You're going to need... a little bit of sorting out, I guess. None of these are useful. I mean, I could just take these over for now, but you would want your high light pleroma, probably light pleroma as well. Depends if you want to work off the almighty. You might want high almighty pleroma and high light pleroma and make you as a light guy, possibly.
Is this demon?
A crime and punishment. Adds flashing press turn icons to next turn based on how many times user's weakness was struck. User took a critical hit.
Is this demon to your
Do you
liking?
leave the weakness to allow the enemy to keep building stuff up too? Or not, is really the question.
I am Archangel Mastema.
Welcome
Splendid.
to the group. Great Mana Spring would up your stuff by 122 mana by the look of it. But it's the high light pleroma that's the interesting bit there. Could definitely build you up to be something a little bit more. I also have Zeus that I haven't got at this point in time, so maybe it might not be bad to get you into the group. But we are missing a couple of demons lower in the stack to make bigger demons to then make other demons. Not you. Ananta, I think, is needed for multiple things. So let's see if I can make one of you quickly. Again, the issue is always how high cost you want to go, but with 1.5 million nearly marker I have, Ananta can get made. Question is, looking through all this stuff, what do I want to have on here? Increased critical rate ain't bad. Abyssal Mask seems to be a good thing no matter what. Dodging having anything bad happen to us. Critical Zealot ain't bad at times because you can, of course, get higher critical damage. Go full into it. So you have Health Thrust for a affinity resisting thing, piercing through. Purple Smoke, pretty weak. Most of your other stuff is like Draco Strikes by the look of things. So let's go Titanomakia and Dark Sword for now.
Is this demon to your liking?
I'm going to get Ice Pleroma as well, so... It goes with the Ice Draco Strike, I guess. And you'll be getting Murderous Glee in the future, too.
Oh.
But now we can just fuse you straight into Drake Vasuki. Ananta, Yulunga, and Fafnir for 60k. Slightly tilted towards luck more than anything else. Okay. We've got Sphere Ice attack to all foes, Sphere Dark to all foes. You've got some. These are your basic abilities. You've got some interesting sets here. Chance of inflicting poison to one foe and lowers defense by 1 rank for 3 turns. Or you've got Sleep and Mirage to all foes. So you are very much a debuffer. Versus everything else on the list here. Can have Poison Adept, so you could pass on a lot of stuff. I mean, you could go with that. Have Toxic Spray. Go for your luck-based ways, I don't know. And apart from that, spells, Critical Zealot doesn't really work, unless, of course, you're maybe Agalat. Single target ice.
Is this demon to your life?
Seems like he's learning Poison Master as well.
At your service.
So there's some absolutely bonkers stuff that you can go with quite low to then form your Baihu. So we've got a Kali here who's fairly decent, stats-wise. We're going to make a Baihu out of that, which means the Baihu's going to have access to some interesting stuff like Murderous Glee. But mainly Agility Tilted means that we should look at you as a carry-over kind of character more than anything else. In terms of the physical stuff, you can have Titanomakia, Catastrophe is severe fizz to one foe. You could have Damascus Claw, which may or may not be more damage if you think about it. Fierce Roar's coming up on the list. I guess we haven't got that many guys with Meat Patter anymore, but everyone can chuck stuff, so it's all fine.
Is this demon to your like?
Now this will start a fusion chain, this will. I don't think I really necessarily want any one of these. I'll take Fierce Roar there, and I'll ignore the other two. Of course you want to constantly learn stuff. No, stop it. You leveled up loads, to be fair. So now that we've got that in the group, we still need one more extra guy to do the fusion. Anavaka, Kushinada, Himi I never made, Belfgor, Zukyu is the one that's required here. Can be done with Mother Harlot. The cheapest we can do is with our guys that we've got on the board. I'm expecting Trumpeter to be able to go into something in the end, so that's why I'm kind of avoiding it for now. Let's do out of those two. Bang on the skills and traits, because that's exactly 8.
Is this demon to your life?
Fusion doesn't have to take some time. But we have Huang Long that can finally be made. And Huang Long is gating multiple other fusions, just to point it out. So, Huang Long is a balanced demon. We can take it about 1 billion different ways at this point in time. Again, I might go with some nulls and think of you as a carry-over kind of guy. Because that's what Essence Fusion is for. Essence Fusion is there to fix these issues when they show up. But most of the spells are weak spells, so it's more about carrying over things that you could consider to be...
Is this demon to
something that might be useful for another demon in the future? It's Huang Long. Right, so we now have for Nua. Lady Nua, Huang Long, Arabaki, and Quetzalcoatl. You were a force-based person. Okay. You're weak to fire, though. I was wondering if I could get, like, null fire on you, but really I've got this null nothing. Nothing of worth. Killing Wind would be pretty worth, though, to have. It's a pretty good trait in and of itself. Zama, medium force versus 2 to 5 medium is actually probably not actually that good. So what we're looking at here is whatever Murderous Glee won't work on spells. We're looking for whatever you might become. What we might want to put onto you in your final form. Plus, considering what you might learn, High Force Pleroma would be pretty good. Yeah, we just don't have good abilities to carry over to you, so I've completely failed on that regard. I really have. Somehow, some way.
Is this demon to your life?
To a mutual benefit.
And there's Nua, which now allows me to make other Nua, who starts off with Killing Wind, but interestingly does not have High Force Pleroma, so you are very much a Force guy. Heavy Force attack to all foes lowers attack defense by 1 rank for 3 turns. Pretty tasty. Thunder Rain, Killing Wind, you'll learn Ice Age as well. Could have had Ice Pleroma. Drain Physical on Lady Nua. Ooh. Right then, I'm going to get the High Force Pleroma and then fuse that.
Return.
And so after quickly giving Nua 3 grimoires to level her up, we now get to the true form. So, what do we want here? Killing Wind should be top, Sacrifice will place second, so AoE straight up target. Killing Wind ignoring affinity resistance and piercing through seems to be pretty good. I've got too many force-based guys at the moment, but most importantly down here we got High Force Pleroma. So essentially you'd want a Drain Fire, Null Fire or something would be pretty good. To even that out a little bit, Abyssal Mask is going to be good. What else have we got here? In terms of spells, you just want to be all in on Force. It's pretty much how you'd want her to be. But considering we have to give X amount of skills anyway, or we can, you may as well just leave it as is. Seodyne has +3. To be honest, what abilities are coming in? 9-day Restoration increases damage when striking the foe's weakness if the Magatsuhi gauge is not full.
Is this demon to your liking?
So we're still a million marker left.
To a mutual benefit.
A lot of our special fusions are now done.
Yes.
The Drain Fizz would be nice. This could be a pretty good demon, all in all, you would say. Alright, so we're still some slots to fill, some slots to do. We'll work it out in time, or hopefully get these last ones that we haven't actually got in the party, which are basically this group up here. Zeus could be a pretty good lightning guy, most likely. Severe strength-based electric attack to one foe that ignores affinity resistance and pierces through is pretty tasty. Could very much be our lightning guy. But we'll sort that out in the future, maybe. We'll see how much more fusion we've got in us. Well, that's for sure. Some of our fusions lead to other fusions, as you can see. And our highest fusion, the guy we just beat by the look of it. Anyway, that'll be it for this episode. Join me next time
when you have gathered more demons.
When we see the lore ending, most likely. Or at least get close to seeing the lore bosses. We'll see how long things take. Until then, I say, bye-bye.